昔ながらの薄暗いゲームセンターで彼らの物語が始まった。若手が難しい動きやコンボを情熱を持って習得していった。無数の時間をかけて彼らは子供の頃の夢を比類なきスキルに変えていった。そして今、過去の遺跡から4人の伝説が登場する。彼らの目的はただの勝利ではなくメッセージを送ること。ようこそアーケードワンナップワールドチャンピオンシップへ。
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the inaugural, the first ever Arcade1Up World Championship Series for X-Men versus Street Fighter. I'm facilitator, your moderator, just a guy who does video games, MikeOfAllTrades, and I'm here with that guy. You guys know him as Travis MCP. I'm gonna just call him Travis. What's going on, Travis? That's a nice shirt you got on there, brother.
Listen, it's just one of those things I found somewhere in the back alley. I just want to say I'm super excited about this particular gathering we have. For those of you that have never seen high-level video game play, this is going to be a real treat for you. We're not going to mess around for 3 hours. We have 2 matches, semifinals and then the finals. New world champion in X-Men versus Street Fighter. And Moat, when we say we're bringing some of the best in the world in, we weren't lying. We have a former EVO champion in this exact game in the semifinals. We have the #1 person on the cab in this semifinals. And we have 2 other tremendous gamers in this semifinal today. I'm hyped.
Absolutely. So, chat, for those who are referencing, former EVO champion LiquidmetalX, aka LMX, affectionately known and is taking plenty of money in my tournaments, will be going one-on-one in the first round against Yoshimii, who is the #1 player on the X-Men versus Street Fighter cabinet. Followed up by that, we are going to watch Ken240SX representing Fighters Evolution. Check him out here on YouTube. We'll be taking on JustRich, who has been on a tear lately and has his own revenge arc that he's working on. So tonight gonna be some banger matches. Gonna be absolutely great. Travis, what are you looking forward to seeing?
Listen, the thing is, these guys went through a qualifying tournament to even get here. They weren't just invited. They aren't some sort of like underground clique that's invited to this. They had to battle through over 25 other top level competitors to get here. All 4 of them are here. We've got them ranked 1 through 4, and they're 1's battling 4, 2's battling 3. But there's some rules that we need to go over. But before I say that, you're about to see some skill levels in this game you've never seen before. But Moat, what are the rules?
Okay, so for those who are uninitiated, tonight will be a 1st to 5 in the semifinals, 1st to 7 in the finals. This is single elimination. So once you're out, you lose. Trophies will be awarded for 1st and 2nd place. So that's pretty dope. I got to be the guy. I don't want to be the guy, but I have to be. So in X-Men, we're going to talk about glitches. The Chun-Li glitch, where on the industrial stage, when it blows up and you try to grab her, the game will crash. So let's not do that. And then in a Cyclops versus Cyclops Ditto match, where Cyclops uses the alpha counter and you can 100% kill somebody, let's not do that either. I doubt it's going to happen. Those kind of things happen on accident, but hey, I wouldn't be me if I didn't bring it up. So before we get right into the action, I just got one more question. Hey, Travis.
Yeah.
Who you got? Who's taking
Listen,
it? Out of this bracket, who's taking it?
All 4 of these guys are tremendous, but I would be remiss if I ever put anything but all of my money on LMX. But you know what? The reason we do these tournaments is because we've seen upsets. We saw upsets in the qualifying tournaments of people who probably should have been in the semifinals getting kicked out in the 2nd round. So I'm going to say LMX, but JustRich may have this. Yoshimii is absolutely insane, and Ken has done so many tournaments that it would be silly to not put money on each of these guys. But I think maybe LMX, but we'll see.
He made a pick, chat. I'm not picking one at all. I'm just not doing it. But, listen. Y'all didn't come here to hear us talk. Y'all came to see a fight. So let's go watch one. We're going to watch LMX and Yoshimii.
2 top competitors, former EVO champion, and the #1 on the cab. Bruh.
We're just waiting for them to get started. Whenever they are ready, we can absolutely get to work. Good luck, gentlemen.
And this is 1st to 5.
Absolutely. Here we go.
Here we go.
So LMX has been playing a lot of randoms. We haven't seen him really play a team yet in any of these tournaments. See, LMX is going Wolverine. Yoshimi's going Wolverine and Cyclops. LMX finishes up with Charlie. So, Wolvie and Charlie and Cyclops and Wolvie for Yoshimi. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to the start of the semifinals. Yoshimi defending against LMX. LMX using that nasty dive kick, pushing Wolverine to the corner, gets him in the air, gets the mix, gets him off the air, OTGs, and all. We're gonna keep going back and forth, up, down, grabs him, throws him to the corner, and LMX, you see why he's a former champion, chat. Going back and forth, up and down, just dealing massive amounts of damage, and that almost is a dead Wolverine. The raw tag, Yoshimi saves him out. The thing about X-Men versus Street Fighter, there is no snap out. You can tag us, you can tag Super out, but you can't snap. So now we've got Cyclops, Yoshimi Cyclops against Wolverine being played by LMX. And right now he is using Wolverine to do all the heavy lifting. And you see LMX trying to use that dive kick, trying to push over, but it doesn't matter because Scott Summers got pushed all the way to the left side of the screen, hits him in the ankles, and James Howlett, Logan, is hitting him like, Gene, you took my chick. X-Men 97 swag, and that might be a dead Scott Summers if LMS can finish converting this combo. Melting the health bar, that's a dead Scott. Cyclops is out in the alpha counter. The tag team super in that fast. LMX 1-0.
God, that's why he's a former Evo champion. I want to remind you, the guy he just beat in the first round, Yoshimi, is number 1 on the cab. But I believe Yoshimi is going to push back real hard on this one.
He's kind of going to have to push. He's got to push. Yo, and the thing is, Charlie didn't come into the end of that match. As we're going around to what is Yoshimi going to do different, let's find out. He's trying to use the dive kick approach, using Drill Claw to get away, applying pressure to LMX. For those who were wondering, LMX is in the 91 Kitty Pryde outfit colors, and Yoshimi's in the classic X-Men 97 colors right now. Defense, there's a dive kick from Yoshimi. You see LMX pushing him towards the corner, trying to get some offense in, making Yoshimi, trying to make him make a mistake. But the first real hits happen from Yoshimi, but it doesn't matter because he's pretty much in the blender now. And you see LMX did get out of the combo, and Yoshimi trying to figure out what he's going to do because LMX not only pushes, he's pushing fast, raw tag in, changes up the confusion, and brings in Scott Summers. Tastes like strawberry, chat. The strawberry gets blocked. Hyper Optic Blast does get defended from Yoshimi from LMX. The dive kick lets him in, and once again, LMX is like, listen, bro, you're a big target. I got to get you out of here, too. We're not worried about Wolvie because I can take you on. We're worried about Scott. Scott is very dangerous with the Gene Sight in the Cyclone kick. The standing heavy punch will shoot a projectile out, and there's also almost like a ranged attack. But you see LMX find his way in, knocking on the door, said, bro, I will not be stopped. You are going to let me in the door. Crouching heavy from Yoshimi, but it doesn't matter because it's starting to look like a dead Scott Summers. Good grab, good counter grab, and Yoshimi with the raw tag again, but he's gonna get his Wolverine punish. Good tornado claw from LMX. And we see LMX just having his way with Yoshimi right now. It's too early to call it, chat. And there's not really favorites, but I mean, he's a champ for a reason. But Yoshimi still fighting like a person who wants to beat LMX. Think about the trophy that you can hang on your hat to be like, I beat a former Evo champion to get to the finals of a tournament. Meanwhile, LMX goes in the top, tries to get Sylvester Stallone on, can't really do so. And you see the tag team super, that's gonna bring Cyclops in, gets Wolverine out so he can restore some of the health, and you've only seen LMX play Wolverine this whole matchup. It's been nothing but Wolvie all day, twice on Sundays, and on this Friday, Scott Summers is now dead, and the tag team super from the assist coming in, 2-0 LMX.
Jeez, sweaty.
God,
that is sweaty. I mean, the pressure that LiquidmetalX is putting on Yoshimi, but then the other thing is, LiquidmetalX cannot make any mistakes because Yoshimi can do it to him as well.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing. It's like, yo, if you make one mistake, like you just stated, man, like he could easily get in. Yoshimi getting hit again by the overhead, that dive kick from Logan, taking him all the way to the right side of the screen, has him in the corner, got the defense. But Yoshimi's not down and out. He is on down 2-0 right now in this first of 5. But you see LMX trying to open him up and has various ways to do it. As you saw, the crouching heavy moves him to the left side of the screen now, uses Drill Claw. First time we've seen that in the match from LMX. And LMX is taking him down. Is he going to try to get the kill? Berserker Barrage, yes, with the cross-up. The switch, and now it's 1v2, chat. 1v2, and we get to hear the Cyclops theme for the first time. Right now, y'all should see the crap-eating grin on Travis's face right now, chat, because LMX is doing exactly what he wanted to see be done. The community is out here showing up, showing out, and it's pretty much just academic. If LMX can keep converting, and there's a tag team super, he tags out to Charlie, and now Charlie's going to get a chance to fight tonight, but the Sonic booms 3-0 LMX.
He's making it look easy, but I just need to say, this is not easy. He just makes it look easy. That's how good he is.
Yeah.
The pressure's on. 3-0. He needs to turn this around. If he loses one more, it's 4-0 and just about over. He needs a win.
Well, even 3-0 is a hard deficit to try to come back from. Like, it's very difficult. But you see Yoshimii use the crouching heavy slide to get in. Was getting damage on LMX, and he said, it's my turn, bub. Pulls him all the way to the left side of the stage, and now LMX once again banging. Clanging and banging like he's in the gym. Good crouching heavy kick from Yoshimii to get him off, but LMX is back in there. Literally sticks him back in the blender. You see the mix-up goes around him, and Yoshimii's got to do something. Like, it's looking a little better, man, but LMX just providing the pressure. I don't know, some people perform with the lights on, and some people just don't. And Yoshimii, right now, 18. We're learning how to count today, chat. Listen, if you didn't watch Sesame Street and you couldn't do your numbers, you gonna learn today. Because these combos are going to get into the 50s, maybe 60s, depending on who's playing. And once again, we see Yoshimii in a one-on-two situation where James Howlett has lived for over 200 years and wants to mess with Scott's chick, and he's beating her to say, look at me, girl. Aren't you impressed? Good grab from Yoshimii. But again, move to the corner. Like, this is ridiculous, bro. Like, LMX is like trying to speed run the tournament. Oh my God.
Jeez.
Well, we have a tradition in the back alley, and we hit a button.
Yep, we got to do it.
Yoshimii down 4-0. Literally needs to win 5 in a row. Can he come back, or is he going to lose this one 5-0? No pineapple slushie today, chat. And here we go. Game 5. Yoshimii has to do something different. Stuck with the same team. You won who you run. Good push block from LMX. And LMX again. Once he touches you, it's pretty much game. Converts, gets the Berserker Barrage X, moves him to the left side of the screen. Literally, he's traversing the street, chat. He's traversing this tournament without even paying for a metro ticket. No train tickets, even though he used a tag super to get out of there. Kind of bananas. And LMX throws him to the corner again just to convert and do another combo. Literally, just clanging and banging. Up, down. All on Scott. Yoshimii got some defense. Good tech throw. But this is almost over. The double tag and the alpha counter from Yoshimii. Yoshimii did get Scott out so he can get some help back, and now we're going to have to see Charlie actually do some work. We haven't seen Charlie fight that much tonight. And Yoshimii showing that, hey, I've got those combos in stock too. Good defense from Charlie. 4 hits, hit confirms it to the Sonic booms. Not a dead Wolverine yet, but the double, the beat up. And Charlie said, yo, Yoshimii, good games. I appreciate you. But this one goes in favor of LMX. 5-0.
Wow.
5-0 LMX.
Arigato gozaimasu. We appreciate you for coming on through this tournament, be a part of the World Championships. He's still number 1 in the cab, number 1 in the hearts, but good goobly goo. We're talking about a former Evo champ that is really showing out. And I saw someone in chat say something that is very true. If you saw the qualifying tournament, I feel like LMX was sandbagging a little bit. I'm actually going to call him out on it now, because that LMX is a scary dude. That LMX, I don't ever want to fight. The LMX we saw in qualifiers was having fun, just kind of random selecting. That's how skilled he is.
That's the crazy thing about it.
Championship. But he went hard. He's like, no, I need another championship. So he's in the finals, ladies and gentlemen. LMX in the finals.
Well,
but
I mean, I wouldn't say he was sandbagging. I mean, that's kind of.
I don't know.
I wouldn't say he was sandbagging. You know what I mean?
Like just kind of, just doing my thing. But man, holy crap! What skill level? We still have 2 incredible fighters left.
Yeah.
So let's bring up.
Man, I was like, listen. If I smoked a cigarette, I would probably be smoking right now. So LMX will advance, chat. We are now about to watch Ken 240SX representing Fighters Evolution, taking on JustRich, the man who has a chip on his shoulder larger than the state of Texas right now. I'm not placing any bets. We're just gonna get to it, man. Let's get to work. Rich, Ken, first of 5. Yo, y'all put on the show.
Man.
That was freaking bananas.
Incredible.
Absolutely freaking bananas. Good luck, gentlemen. Rich is on the player 1 side. Ken 240 on the player 2. The winner of this will take on JustRich. I mean, LMX. Yo,
for
the championships. For the Motor Trend JD Power and Sturpius Arcade1Up World Championship. JustRich playing Sabretooth and Charlie. Ken playing Zangief and Sabretooth. If I don't get no birdie tonight, I'm going to be upset, chat. And here we go. Sabretooth tries going on Ken. Good split push box. You see the layer first hit, first damage being brought by Ken. So the interesting about Zangief is he can grab you, he can slam you. He techs out real fast, and Ken wants to show everybody and make him a believer. Ken 240's been on the scene for a long time, chat. You know, for anybody who knows. You see the loops from Ken. Loops. Is he going to kill Sabretooth with the lariat loops? Wow. Look at Ken. Ken said, yo, this is my night. Maybe. Just maybe. And now JustRich has to fight from a deficit 2 characters down. Don't know if he was prepared to deal with Zangief. And Ken trying to get him in the loop again. Good crouching heavy from JustRich. Somersault, the razor kick. And Charlie hits him, hit confirms into Sonic Boom. And you gotta wonder if Rich is kind of shook from that. I don't think Rich will second that. As you saw Zangief get to the ground with the knee press. Knee press helped with the mobility. Oh my God.
What?
Wow. Ain't no way. That's a dead Zangief, but he has a lot of work to do. Doesn't catch him on the incoming, but Ken catches him with Sabretooth. And there is not a lot of health left from Rich. But look at the comeback CD from Rich. Couldn't get the OTG. Ken 240, 1-0 over Rich.
Wow. I don't know. So we got to remember, technically, Ken is the number 3 seed and JustRich is number 2, but
correct.
They're so close that like this is going to be a sweaty fight. This one is going to be sweaty. I love it.
The lariat loop. That's kind of disgusting. So does Rich have an answer for that loop? Because you see Ken trying to set it up already. Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And you saw he hit lariat and then really tried to get in again. And there, dropped it. Almost got in. Rich has to come up with an answer. Never mind. And he just tags into Charlie automatically. Raw tag, not a bad idea. I guess if somebody's got to take the damage, good German suplex. He's a wrestler out here. Push blocks from Ken 240. I'm sorry, chat. I'm still a little shook from what we just saw. Hit confirms into the Sonic Booms. Ken is sitting off 3 bars a meter. He has full boat. Alpha counters. And now we're going to see his Sabretooth for the first time. We have not seen Ken Sabretooth. I think Zangief might have been a better call to keep in the match because Rich can at least work against Sabretooth. Zangief was something he needs to figure out, but Sabretooth, seen enough of that. There's enough players in the community that play that good tech out from Rich. As he raw tags in. So Ken's purple and JustRich is OG. Good slams into the dirt. And Ken even showing the proficiency. Mastering the class right now, JustRich. Getting pushed to the right side of the screen. And this is the industrial strategy I was talking about earlier, chat, that explodes up from the glitch. But it doesn't matter. Rich gets an OTG. But Ken 240 playing some ghosts for the Berserker Mirage X just to get Zangief in the tag team super. And Rich has a lot of work to do. He's going to try to chip him down. Ken trying to stay in the air. And the Sonic Booms using projectiles to try to chip off the life. He gets the crouching heavy. And that's a dead Zangief. JustRich was showing some life. Ken needs to make sure that he can finish if he can. Push block from JustRich. Another push block from JustRich. And he's going to use projectiles. You see projectiles are bringing Rich back in the game. Rich is looking for one punish. That's a trade. But he hits the ankles. Ken 2-0.
Wow. Listen, we saw JustRich get his back pushed a couple of times and come back. We'll have to see. This is a different game, though. He's really proficient in MVC, right, which we'll see him in a couple of weeks in those finals. This is a different game, but he's still damn good.
Yeah, that was a lot closer than the first match. So I don't know if Rich needs to slow down, but something's got to be different. And there's the loop already. And if Ken can keep this up, he is going to kill Sabretooth. Tags into Sabretooth off. Didn't want to take him out the full way. But Ken is out here putting on a clinic. We could be potentially, chat, looking at Ken 240 versus LMX in the finals. but Rich is no slouch. Rich is fighting right now, trying to cross him up. Ken 240 gets the air combo, throws him in the corner, goes into the Weapon X, the beat up, and that's a dead Sabretooth. And Rich that fast turns it around. Rich raw tags out to let Sabretooth get his health back, which is the right move. Regenerate the health. But now Zangief, once again, you saw how Zangief was dangerous in the air. Hits him with the one touch and gets the loop, just like that. And Ken has become proficient with that loop. Uses standing heavy kick. And you see him advancing forward. Lariat again, Rich attacking those ankles. Throws out the sonic booms. Has another bar meter. He burns the other one, but he did it too late. So he couldn't get the double. He wanted the double, and I know Rich was looking for that. And Ken push blocking, not taking as much chip damage as he would take from this. And Charlie just navigating. I don't know if Rich's strategy now is let the clock run out and let the health bars win it for him.
I mean, listen, that is a valid strategy.
With 45 seconds left, I mean, nothing wrong with that.
You don't want Geek to get too close to you.
Yeah.
There's no projectile.
You know, he said on Record Ralph chat he was out here crushing people's heads between thighs like sparrow eggs. So, again, it's not a bad tactic. You saw Zangief go for the air throw just in case he thought Rich was going to jump. And Ken trying to get close. He's like, I just need to touch Rich. He needs one touch. Raw tags out to Sabretooth. Sabretooth has all his health back. Standing heavy from Rich. Doesn't get the loop. Doesn't get that one either. And Ken's going to be mad at himself for that later because JustRich is looking to make this 2-1. Goes for Final Atomic Buster. And Rich, one hit away from getting on the board. They trade, but Rich gets the better of that. 1-2, but JustRich is on the board, chat.
That's a different situation than 03. 1-2 is doable. Win one more and you're tied.
Yeah.
This is getting, like I said, this is gonna be the sweaty one.
Well, I mean, some players just need to warm up. You know, JustRich's hands might be a little frosty. Ready. Same team for Ken 240. Oh, I'm surprised that it's usually JustRich. You see Rich like rush people down. Rich is usually more aggressive than this. He's usually on top of somebody. And he's literally making.
It's a attack?
Nah, he's being more strategic. Maybe he thought he played some matches earlier against somebody, and maybe that's what he was getting punished on. You know, but eventually you got to play like you. Rich has to play like Rich at the end of the day. And you see the defense from Sabretooth getting those methodical strikes in, slowly chipping away Zangief's health. And I'm pretty sure that's the game plan of Rich. Chip him down because he can deal with Sabretooth. Heavy, and he techs out, but more importantly, he moves Zangief to the corner, and now you see Rich working. That's a dead Zangief. Is he going to catch Sabretooth on incoming? Sabretooth catches him, instead goes for the grab, went for crouching light, but Zangief now is out, and Charlie now has to deal with Sabretooth, while Rich's Sabretooth does garner back some of his health. You see Genocide Slicer, and Charlie applying the same strategy, trying to let him get his health back, but Rich is really trying to survive right now. Sabretooth still does have a buttload of health. And you see Rich just burning 2 bars a meter just to do chip damage. And then there's a third one. As you can see, he's about half health right now. Sabretooth gets hit over the top. Rich gets the OTG. Good defense from Rich. And Ken's trying to find a way in. Knows he needs to get one of the characters out of there. Knows that Charlie is right for the picking. But Rich going for chip. Sabretooth down about 5% health right now. And Rich just staying in the air, being methodical, going for the chip, not enough. He's a bees away from getting off. 2-0, Rich winning 2 in a row.
There you go. Like I said, with his back to the wall, sometimes Rich plays better and certainly has adjusted. Is the download complete is the question I have. Or will we see Ken adjust?
Well, Ken's playing the same team, so he's gonna run what he run. Rich I think is starting to get more settled in. You know, like he realizes that Ken wants that lariat loop. He wants that lariat loop so he can potentially like just TLD somebody. But Rich got defense for it that time. If you notice that time, Rich blocked. He blocked the second hit of that. In the first couple matches, Ken was getting that all free, but he didn't block that one. And he tags into Charlie. So now Charlie's doing a lot of the heavy lifting. For Rich, which might not be a bad thing because Charlie might be a better matchup for Zangief to get him out. Projectiles doing the chip damage. And Ken more methodical, genocide cutter from the air. In this situation, Travis, I know you don't play. I know you love the game, but what would you do?
Well, I mean, the thing is, I would look for matchups. I know a lot of people have their favorites and they don't tend to switch out, but sometimes when I'm playing against someone else, if you can switch out, when you lose, you can switch out. Look for a matchup that is bad for the other person. But right now, if I'm JustRich, I'm just trying to replicate what I did the last 2 rounds, and it looks like he's doing it.
Yeah. Rich has almost got Zangief out of there. Good slam. Got out of the tech because that would have been a dead Zangief if that German suplex would have hit. But Rich instead is going to apply the pressure, try to chip out Zangief. You saw the tag team super so he can safely get Sabretooth out. Raw tag in from JustRich, and now we're Sabretooth versus Sabretooth. And Rich needs to hurry up and get that Sabretooth out of there because the longer Zangief stays out, the more health he gets back. Good push by from Rich. And you see, Ken was using the heavy kick to try to get an opening. Slams him to the dirt. And we have not seen anybody convert that into a hyper level 1 yet during this set. And they are literally just trading blows right now. It's Unga Bunga Sabretooth. Might be a dead Sabretooth. No OTG, no off the grounds from JustRich. And the counter into the power bomb. Rich has to make a decision. He tags out Raw. And the tag team super.
Oh, no.
He tagged out Raw to Charlie so he can try to save Sabretooth and let Sabretooth get that minuscule amount of health back. And Sabretooth's gonna come in hurting right now. It's still doable from Rich. Like I said, 1v1. And Ken must have thought he was done. Ken thought it was over with 18 seconds. 18 seconds left. The all-important game 5. Overheads hit from JustRich. Rich plants him, goes into weapon, Berserker Barrage X. Ugh. Rich steals that. 3-2.
Wow.
Yo,
Look, there was a moment there where Ken like took his hand off the joystick. I think he thought it was over.
He thought he was deaf. Yeah.
Wow. 3-2, 3 games in a row for JustRich.
Somebody called the cops. That was a robbery. We just witnessed a robbery, chat. That was absolutely a robbery.
Ready.
Woo!
Fight.
Oh,
wait.
switch up. Oh no, we're waiting.
No, we're waiting on
He's taking
Ken.
it back.
Yeah. Ken probably got to wipe his hands off, man.
I totally understand that.
Wow.
We get it.
Yo, listen,
Oh, Ken said there was a rollback. So rollback is when there's a loss of network between 2 people, and then it rolls everything back. That's kind of a protection against bad lag.
Right.
Yeah, that's why he stopped. But that's nice that JustRich did not attack him while he stopped. So yeah, one of those unfortunate things that over the internet kind of. Oh wait, Ken says he won that match. I don't know what that means.
On our screen it shows 3-2. Rich, what do you see? Because on here it shows 3-2.
Oh, this is interesting. We might have to redo that one.
Yeah, I mean, Rich, send me a screen. Ken, show me a screenshot. Because on the feed we're seeing right now, it's 3-2. Like, if anybody's on the cab looking at this right now, and if they can join and see if it's 3-2. But from what we're looking at right now, it says 3-2.
We'll just run the game. We'll run that match back. It'll be 2-2 again because we're not going to have any kind of internet be the.
Yeah.
They might have desync or something.
Yeah,
if that's the case.
And that's fine too.
Okay.
That's fine.
We'll run it back.
The sweaty some matches chat. 2
I don't
all.
know if
I'm gonna leave out and I'm gonna come back in just to check because just to check.
I don't know if JustRich even knows that we're kind of waiting for him because I think he's still playing.
Yeah, it shows 3-2 still. It shows 3-2 Rich. Yo, Ken, if you can shoot me a picture showing that on your screen that says 2-3, show me a picture. That'd be great.
He won and then it rolled back. But what that means is that he didn't actually win. That's why rollback works that way.
Right. So it's still 3-2 JustRich.
Yeah, that wouldn't change that.
Yeah, it's still 3-2 Rich. That's just
because that's what rollback is.
Yeah,
that's just how rollback works.
Yeah. Unfortunate that it happened right now, but
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's 3-2 Rich.
Ready. Fight.
So Ken, we're waiting on you, man.
Yeah, we gotta wait for you, buddy.
Remember, you got 3 more matches to get up in there, man.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Yeah, because the way rollback works is it's basically saying that the hit that Ken hit to win didn't actually happen.
Right.
When it goes to roll back, it's actually making sure that everything that should have happened did happen. So technically, yeah, and that's unfortunate, Ken. But he did not attack you once it rolled back. He waited.
Yeah, he actually stopped. So
yeah, he did stop. I know that's a bummer though.
Well,
Yeah. So rollbacks, believe it or not, actually, even though that's pretty much the gold standard for internet and play, actually are more susceptible to these things than regular delay date. But 9 times out of 10, delayed. Oh, here we go.
well, Ken took that personally. Ken took that personally. He said, "You're not even touching the ground now." A perfect kill on freaking Rich's Sabretooth, and now Ken's like, "All right, bro, let me just wrap this up real quick." The score is currently 3-2 JustRich, and now JustRich taking personal effects, taking it insults to his gameplay, saying that I couldn't win, bro. I couldn't win if that didn't happen. Look at that. That man did a super jump to German suplex him, but Ken is still has a life lead, still has character leave right now. Trying to get the jumping heavies in. Good razor kick. And now Ken in the corner. You saw the Berserker Claw from Sabretooth, keeping his distance, but eventually Ken's gonna... Wow. I was gonna say eventually he's gonna get that life off of him. Gets caught up by the one. Sonic booms now doing the chip damage. Ken Rich fight this back. You see the lariats in play. And Ken was on a tear at first. Came in like a house of fire. And JustRich came back like the fireman, bro. Like, let me put that out real fast. I'm gonna need you to calm down. But technically, Ken does still have life lead. That was very risky because Ken could have punished him. Ken could have went for the beat up. Could have got beat up by raw tagging the Sabretooth. But Ken said, yeah, no, let me tie this up real quick. Going for crouching lights. Doesn't get the hits he's looking for. But Ken is almost assured to take this and tie this up 3-0. Not enough chip damage was done. And Zangief ties it up 3-all.
So that's the thing. There was a little bit of time in between that because we were trying to figure out what happened.
Right.
And it's almost like it gave Ken an opportunity to reset.
Right.
Though it was the rollback thing. Still gave him a chance to roll, and now we're up 3-3 again. So it's really the first to 2 right now.
Yeah. Well, Rich has swapped out Charlie for Scott Summers. Cyclops with the strawberry. Will Cyclops make a difference? Ken said, nope. Back into the loops. He's like, bro, back into the loop, up and down. Let me go ahead and kill Scott Summers. He said, thanks for playing the game today. And now it's 1v2. And now he said Sabretooth can get some too. Bro, we are not about to see a perfect round, a perfect match from Ken 240 in the semifinals against JustRich. We just did.
Oh my God. Almost perfect.
Almost
Good.
a perfect round. Look. They ain't gonna say it's perfect, but we gonna say it's perfect.
But look, Ken basically said, all right, you gave me that rest. That's what I needed. He needs one more. And he's in the final.
And Rich needs 2.
Yes.
Rich needs 2.
Ready. Fight.
And that fast, Rich went back to Charlie and Sabretooth. Rich needs to win 2. Ken just needs 1. And he needs to avoid the loop. But Ken's got him in the blender. Oh my. Yo, and it's the scene from the Matrix, chat. Remember when Switch got unplugged and she looked at old boy and said, not like this? Well, Ken has one character to go through to get to the finals. JustRich, if you're gonna make a comeback, bro, I'm gonna need you to make that comeback ASAP. German suplex, OTGs, drops the combo. And you see Zangief advancing, trying to get over there, razor kick. And you're gonna see the tag team super so Zangief can get out. Sabretooth comes in. I'm thinking about next week, chat. Backbreaker from Charlie. And Rich is working hard. That tech move was tech, so it didn't do as much damage as it should have. However, you see Rich is just grabbing and slamming. Using projectiles, waiting for him to jump, trying to use Genocide Cutter to just slam him on his back. Good push block from Rich. Rich trying to keep Sabretooth off of him, doesn't want him touching him at all because if he gets a foothold in, again, JustRich mentions that crouching heavy, wants to get the OTG, can't get it. Raw tag into Zangief, and now we're gonna see Rich go for chip. Carries him into 2 of them, but not enough. Lots of super jumping from JustRich, and now Ken is just playing the waiting game. You saw the knee press from Ken trying to get in close.
He does not want Zangief to get close. We've already seen what happens.
Like, he doesn't want those big hands on him. He confirms, but doesn't get the supers. All blocks. Rich has 1 bar beater left. There's 36-7 left in this match. And Charlie is doing his best. Rich is doing his best with Charlie to get this match tied up so we can get a match 9. But Ken gets the mix. Ken gets the mix.
Oh, and there it was.
And there it is.
There it was.
Ken, 5-3.
Wow.
5-3
Look.
officially.
Can we talk about that round for a minute? We're going to give Ken a minute to rest. We're going to thank JustRich. But don't worry, JustRich is back in a couple of weeks in the finals of MVC. Let's just talk about what we just saw, Mode. We saw, first of all, holy crap, what did we see? We saw a guy get way ahead in Ken 240, 2-0, like, and it didn't seem close. Then, out of nowhere, JustRich reels off 3 in a row, which, you know, the momentum behind that and the mental kind of like gymnastics you have to be a part of to have that happen is incredible. And then we had the rollback issue. Ken was like, okay, well, then I'm going to show you what I got. And
shout out to Ken for just taking it in stride and being like, okay, cool. He got that one. Now let me get this next 3, because that's literally what happened. Man, that Ken Zangief, man, scary. Legit. That was scary to watch.
All right. So we're going to give them a minute or two to kind of get into their next, we're going to get the finalists going, but we're going to give them a minute to rest. I just want to say a couple things. Number one, thank you for showing up. Hit that like button if this is something you're interested in. We have the next 3 weeks of World Championships. Next week, Killer Instinct. Let's go. Street Fighter 2 Hyper after that. And then, of course, MVC 1, where you will see the return of JustRich as the #1 seed. And weirdly enough, LMX, who's in the finals here, is also in
and
MVC.
I think that's the first round too. I think that's the first round matchup, LMX and JustRich in round 1.
Amazing.
Speaking of JustRich, if I can shameless plug real fast, tomorrow on the Back Alley 7-Eleven on Arcade1Up Smart versus Capcom, it's JustRich's Salty Runback tournament where Rich has put up $100 of his money, and you guys can come and win it and try to take the crown from him, because he is going for victory. And after the events tonight, I'm sure that he's going to be sodium enriched. So
yes, link is in the description.
See,
all right,
we got links.
Look, let's at least fire up the. Make sure that LMX and sorry, geez, I'm so flustered.
240
SX. Please go ahead and get into the lobby, and we will be joining you in a minute to crown the first ever world champion. So I just want to talk about their journeys here. Again, both men went through the qualifier. #1 was LMX, and of course Ken got 3rd from the qualifier tournament. We just saw LMX just speed run his way into the finals, and then Ken in a very sweaty battle. But what I see here is, and Mo, tell me what you think, we got an incredibly fast and vicious Wolverine against a Zangief that if he touches you, you never touch the ground.
Yeah. So as we saw LMX, LMX and Wolverine, it's all about speed, all about chaos. It's all about chaining those hits together to make it so that your opponent doesn't essentially get to play the game. Well, Zangief is doing that in the slow way, where it's, I touch you, you don't get to play the game. So it's going to be interesting. It's kind of tortoise in the hare, which style is going to mesh, which style is going to come out in the end.
And this is the first 7.
This is first to 7. So 7 to get out the door.
Yeah. And again, world champion walks away with 4 pounds of amazing. I can't call it gold. It's not gold, but it's great.
Well, I mean, NWA would have wanted their gimmick back. But hey, second place is getting the trophy too. So
that's true.
They're
second
both winners. The question is, who's going to be #1? I'm tired of waiting. Right. Travis, are you tired of waiting? You know what I'm saying? Let's get to the culmination of this thing. Let's get to the finals.
Finals, first to 7. Let's go.
Versus Ken 240. I'm excited. I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited.
Championship. I'm more than excited. I'm excited. I'm nervous for both these guys. They're both incredible players. Former Evo champion LiquidmetalX, Ken 240SX, who's been in tons of tournaments, and you just saw why he's in the finals. The incredible fighter.
See why LMX is taking so much money from me.
Here we go.
LMX is getting. Good luck, gentlemen. LMX playing Wolverine. Is he gonna wait to see what the second pick is? Ken's playing Jug and Magneto. Charlie and Wolvie for LMX. Arcade1Up World Championship match. First to 7. Wolverine goes for the jump. And you saw he went for that dive kick, and instantly Ken countered it. But it didn't matter, because LMX was like, well, I got to do this 7 times, 14 total. Let me go ahead and wrap this up. And again, you're getting your Count Chocula matches in. Count with us, chat. We're at 45, and you see LMX is rim rocking Magnus in the corner. And that might be a dead freaking Magneto. Can LMX catch Juggernaut in the incoming? Juggernaut's got big hands. And Ken's like, bro, the bigger they are, the bigger of a hitbox that LMX has to deal with. And we might not even have to do anything. We might just get to sit back and just watch this happen. Good grab. Nope, hit confirms. To the jumping heavy. And now, look, Ken said I got sauce with Juggernaut as well. Raw tags out, but he's gonna get punished by the Juggernaut head crush. No back-to-back from Ken 240. Don't know if you can do that on Marvel here, but you can do that on Marvel Superheroes. And now Ken is gonna get chipped out, get the life chipped out from him. And K Marco having to defend now against Charlie. And you just see the beat up from LMX. LMX has him down to about 10% health. And it doesn't even look like, bro, it's not even fair. It's not fair. Head crush is gonna get punished. 1-0 LMX.
Okay, but you know what? Here's the thing. He got ground up in the first, but he actually fought through the second. So
Absolutely.
while he got, but it still ended up being a good fight. So let's see what happens.
Oh no, this is just the ebb and flow of X-Men vs. Street Fighter. All the versus games. One touch could be the end of any character. That's not skill. That's just the way it goes. As you saw Ken said, my turn. Tries him in the corner with the hyper grab. LMX said, all right, cool. He's like, cool story, bro. Yeah, we got the same loops. Get in neutral, throws him into the corner, is gonna get the OTG again. And y'all see LMX got him straight out in the blender. It's like, bro, here, yep, fly with me, Magneto, bring your Juggernaut to me. Good throw attempt. That was a good throw attempt from LMX to try to counter the incoming Juggernaut. The grab from Ken puts him in the dirt. And when Juggernaut touches you, bro, he hits heavy. He's got big hands for a reason. Juggernaut might be the bailout plan that Ken needs, because I did not expect to see Magneto get melted like that twice in a row. And look at the way the man is hitting. And he's just catching with the heavy Juggernaut punch. He's not using power up or anything. It's punch, it's grab, it's put you in the dirt, literally. Ground you up like you're Donkey Kong, and that's a dead Charlie. Can he catch Wolverine on incoming? He goes for the block, gets the grab, and now Ken misses that jumping heavy kick, and LMX knows, like, bro, all right, time to play. Good roll from Ken, the Kimi roll from Ken 240. Might be in the corner, catches him with head crush, and Ken 240 looking to take the first win off of LMX tonight. Ken 240, good push blocks, good defense, throws him to the dirt, 1-all. This is not a runaway.
Whoa. Listen, how many times did LMX even lose in the qualifying?
One? 0 or 1?
Yeah.
0 or 1.
Crazy. This is going to be sweat.
1-all. 1-all. LMX stays with Wolverine and Charlie. The same thing, unfortunately, keeps going on with Magneto. He gets caught from getting slid under, and we're just watching the chat. Again, listen, if you want a positive and you're a dad or a mom and you need something for your kids to do, tell your kids come watch this and tell them, how high can you count? Can you count as high as James Howlett's combo? 65 hits. This time, you see that LMX didn't go for the incoming hit. You saw that he was like, all right, bro, I got punished last time. Good block. There's going to be a response from LMX. And LMX is like, all right, cool story, bro. Yep, you can get it too. He's like, revenge, return to the Mac, Mark Morrison, and the counting lesson continues. Just sexy play from Magneto. He rolls out. That's going to be a bounce. Didn't get the crouching heavy punish like he wanted to, though. But Ken is substantially down in health. Charlie hasn't had to come in again. And now LMX is sending a message. It ain't about winning or losing, chat. It's about sending a message. And the message is one character can wipe your team. 2-1 LMX.
2-1, first to 7, and it is on. One mistake. I'm surprised we didn't see Ken. We haven't seen Zane. Interesting. So he's really sticking with this team.
Yeah, I think this might be Ken's main team. You know what I'm saying? This might be the team where it's like, all right, well, because I think the reason he didn't switch either and use that team is because you have to think they just saw like 8 matches of that team, or 7 matches of that previous team. So LMX, being the study person that he is, was like, all right, cool. I know this is coming. This is how I can counter. Where we have not seen Magneto and Juggernaut. So even as we in this match 4 right now, we've seen Juggernaut play, but we haven't gotten a chance to see Magneto play because LMX has been wiping them off the planet, not letting them breathe. But Ken is finally getting a chance to use that 8-rear air dash, starting to use the air projectiles, has a chance to use hyper grab, and there's Tempest. Yep, there's the Tempest, and you saw LMX jumped out. Raw tags in the freaking Juggernaut, and now the Juggernaut, heavy hands, big fist, size 38E food shoes. All right, Chad, his shoes ain't really that big, but they're not. But at least LMX is like, I'm familiar with this. But the question is, what do you do? If he goes down 3-1, do you make a change if you're Ken? I guess that's something we don't worry about. We don't worry about in this moment. Because you see LMX is trying to use the dive kick to get in. Trying to use the dive kick to hit him in the beam. And you can just see the armored hits. LMX did hit, made connections. And that was the bad move for the Raw tag, because now LMX, and he recovered. He definitely recovered at the last second. Will we see Charlie fight tonight? Will we see Charlie actually put in work for LMX? Hit confirms in the Berserker Barrage X. No OTGs. And as he goes up and down, the counting lesson begins again, chat. Only at the age of 14. Good grab, but he checked the throw that time. And LMX, does he Raw tag out? Does he tag Team Super to get him out of there? Or does he wait like he just did right there for Ken to make a mistake and catch him? It's a head crush, and now it's Charlie versus the Jug. Good German suplex. And look at the conversion. Look at that conversion from Ken. Ken said, look, Jug's got those loops too. Good tag from Ken. Not from Ken, from LMX. He needed that. And now he's got to slowly chip down Juggernaut's health, because Juggernaut has a health lead as we're in this match number 4. Head crush, that's going to be game 2-all. Ken, LMX.
I'm blown away right now. Listen, Ken is a beast. It's not just that he's able to hang with LMX, which is a hard enough thing, but in the pressure. In the finals of the World Championship after going through a qualifying tournament and this. Good.
As we enter the all-important Game 5, it's all about how you start. He did get the overhead start, and there's a kick. And now LMX, if he can keep it going, we might see a repeat of the first couple rounds, chat, where Eric Magnus might be out of there. And so, chat, while you're here, hit the like button and subscribe to Arcade1Up Official so that you don't miss the next 4 weeks of action. I'm sorry, I had enough time to say all that while he got comboed out. Magneto gets taken out, and now it's Juggernaut. A one-man army on his own, technically. I mean, Juggernaut, to be fair, is really that guy. Hit confirms, throws out head crush too quick. Couldn't punish the way he wanted to. And Wolverine is looking for an end. And the thing with Juggernaut is he armors so many hits. So it's harder for LMX to get in. And I think that might be the reason why Ken picked Juggernaut. Because you saw Magneto get hit, melted like that. That combo doesn't really work like that. He has to punish him to get that combo to work. You see, the first hit got armored off, but Juggernaut recovers so fast. And Jug is just moving forward. He's like a big copper penny. The tag team super gets Charlie in the mix so Wolverine can recover his health. And Juggernaut down to about 20% health right now. The chip damage coming from LMX. And this might be the end. Good tech, because that would have been it if he wouldn't have teched that throw. That's going to be a punish. Oh, he couldn't hit, though. But KO, 3-2, Game 5.
Wow.
LMX over Ken 240.
3-2. Still, I mean, listen, LMX still has to win 4 more times. And Ken is not making it easy.
Not at all.
But Ken has to win 5 times.
I mean, anything's possible. And he stayed with Magneto and Juggernaut.
Let's go. Ready. Fight.
Good dive kick. Got the block on that one. Good defense. And Ken started to be a little bit more methodical. You see Ken's playing more defensive with Magneto. Not offensive the way he wants to be. You got to play that defense. You saw Ken try to get the OTG there. Dive kick did connect from LMX, but LMX couldn't convert. He couldn't get that low sweep like he wanted to get the lift off the ground. That's what OTG means, chat. It means off the ground. It means you're getting a hit off the ground. Good throw from LMX. Throws him to the right side. Did get a conversion, but drops. And there's Big Body. Big Boy. Big Thickums. The Juggernaut, chat. And now Ken. Now Ken's worked. He's getting worked. Defense, and that's going to be a punish from LMX. But you see how much harder that Wolverine has to work against Juggernaut? Like, he's got to do twice the work just to get half as much. So when you see Magneto get melted like that, it's a bad situation.
Yeah, it does make it. That's really interesting strategic pick there. Yeah.
But again, you see him take him into the top of the life bars. And that's a dead Juggernaut, chat. And the stage blows up. Good dive kick. And now it's 1v2. So this is way more manageable for LMX. Catch him with hyper grab loops in mid-tempest. Not enough to kill Wolverine, but close. However, the hyper grab misses, and now you're gonna see the tag super is gonna bring Charlie in. Oh, he didn't bring Charlie in. There it is, he had the raw tag out. So Charlie's gonna get punished on incoming for that. You see somersault, and you see the sonic boom stops hyper grab. So it's not free. He can't just come in and get the grab that he wants. He can't come in and just do damage the way that he chooses to. Oh, and he left, he swung. Ken hit a button, LMX punished him for that. 4-0. 4-0, chat.
4-2.
I'm sorry, 4-2. Yeah, 4-2. I got excited because I thought I had an asset on the screen on this channel, and I didn't have an asset on the screen, and I'll hit the button.
Yeah, no, I understand.
There was an asset I wanted to hit. In the same matchup, chat, Magneto and Juggernaut. That was actually really good on LMX to get Juggernaut out because Juggernaut was dealing him, he was giving him mad problems. So to the corner from Ken 240, the hyper grab loops. And Ken, not out of this yet, goes into Tempest. And Magneto said, look, I can help the kids count too. 47 hits, and the raw tag out to Charlie. Ken doesn't punish, doesn't get a full extension of the combo that he wanted. Goes for hyper grab, genocide slicer, or cutter, whatever y'all want to call it, chat. Cutter or slicer, let the people know. But Ken, having him locked down, just bouncing him like a basketball, chat, an old 90s track. And Charlie with 10% health is dead. Now it's Wolverine, 1v2. Ken did catch one incoming, but couldn't finish the punish. And now LMX has a lot of work to do. But the tag team super with the Shockwave, he flew over Shockwave, but the sauce from Ken 240, 4-3. Bro said it's not over yet. LMX needs 3 to win, Ken needs 4. I'm moist, chat, and I'm not even playing, all right?
Bro,
I'm moist.
And the sweat is real.
And watching this match, chat, I done lost about 8 ounces of fat. And it's cold outside, so y'all know that's important to me. Dive Kick City from LMX as we go on to match number 8. I hope there's a poll in the chat asking who they think is gonna win, because this match is pretty freaking even right now. Good light standings. And now look at that. Neutral combo. The neutral. And Wolverine punishes him too. This is LMX's chance to get Juggernaut out of this match, make him a non-factor, drops the combo. That's gonna be a ground bounce, but Ken misses the crouch and heavy punish. He doesn't get it. Alpha counter. You saw the alpha counter from Magneto. Hit confirms into Berserker Barrage X, and Wolverine moves him to the other side of the screen. Dive Kick City from LMX. Standing strikes. Good lift. Catches him, couldn't follow up the way he wanted to, but LMX still uses the taxi super to kill Magneto. Can he catch him on the incoming? Charlie gets caught. And Ken's like, bro, look, take these loops. I got these dupes too. Standing heavy instead of crouching heavy. That was very technical what y'all just witnessed. What y'all just witnessed Ken do in that combo with Juggernaut, that's some real technical stuff right there. I need y'all to appreciate that. No matter who wins or loses this chat, y'all are seeing technical, not unga bunga gameplay from Juggernaut. He thought he hit confirmed into it, but he's gonna get his back blown out. And that might have cost him the round. Right now, 4-3, LMX. LMX is gonna try to chip him out. He's gonna get him down to about 5%. Genocide slicer, genocide cutter, blocks it, he's gonna get punished for that. 5-3, LMX. 2 away. We are 2 away.
World champion. Oh my God, but that was such a critical drop by Ken. Like he could have maybe got it 4-4 if he could have done some things, but it's not easy, man. There's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, nerves.
Great.
At one point, do you wonder if nerves are starting to kick in?
For me,
I mean, LMX, he's been here. Ken, you gotta wonder if Ken's a little bit nervous. And raw tag automatically in the Juggernaut. He put Magneto away. And Ken's saying, if you're gonna beat me, you gotta beat Kane Marco first. Carries him to the corner, tags him back in raw. So maybe Ken's like, all right, that wasn't the move. But now he's gonna have to pay for it. He's got to pay with his life. He's got to pay with his life bar. Catches him up, down. And you saw they made him standing block and then missed the low block. And Ken 240 having massive amounts of defense in the corner. Raw tags in Juggernaut. Had him still stuck in from the grab, and he's still stuck. just got out. Smart play from Ken. Ken taking advantage of the hyper grab situation. And now Charlie has to do that work that usually Wolverine would do. Doubles up on the super, hits him with tons. That was a Disney juggernaut. And you saw LMX punishing right away. And LMX said, look, bro, look, y'all seen the Wolverine combos. Charlie's got these too. But Ken said, I don't care. I'm gonna get you off the map too. It's a standing kicks, jump kick, standing heavy, the grab. Donkey Kong, we're not playing Smash. 5-4, Ken 240.
This is not over.
Bro, this is a battle.
This is not over.
This is a battle.
Oh, 5-4, first to 7, World Championship on the line.
Let's go, Bob. Ready.
LMX not switching up his team, playing the same Wolverine and Charlie. And again, moves him to the left side of the screen. LMX rim rocking him like we're in Rucker Park in NY, just bouncing that dude. And he's like, all right, bro, it's money time. It's time to cash out. I need to get this pay window, hit the payday, get this trophy shipped to me in Canada. And that's a dead Magneto. And now the jug gonna buck till the sun come up. They got matching colors on. But it don't matter because Wolverine, even 8 pieces, look, 8 hits didn't do that much damage to Juggernaut. Juggernaut is just eating those. But look, 2 hits from Juggernaut compared to 8 from Wolverine. Good tech from LMX. Dive kick. Catches him with the crouching heavy. LMX moves him to the corner, doesn't want the Juggernaut to breathe. And again, trying to punish him with the crouching heavy. And he just absorbs it. Head crush did catch it because LMX hit a button. And you see Beast and Block in the back enjoying the action as well, chat. Tag team super so Charlie can get in the match. Didn't switch out again, so he had to raw tag in Charlie. That's the second time I think LMX has made that error. I don't think that was intentional either. And there we go. That might be a dead Charlie if Ken can finish. If Ken can convert, get standing heavy. Doesn't get the rest of it though, but does a good amount of damage to Charlie. And the longer that LMX doesn't do damage to Juggernaut, Juggernaut is regaining that red health back. So now LMX gets hit. Hit confirms in the Juggernaut head crush.
Wow.
And now 1v1, Wolverine and K Marco. Y'all remember episode 8 in season 1? Wolverine got his fade ran by Juggernaut. It took the whole X-Men squad to jump him. But ain't no jumping going on tonight. It's only Logan, chat. It's only Logan. And you see Ken trying to keep him at bay with that jumping heavy punch. Ken is not letting him get close. But Ken does not have life lead. Good tech from LMX, he needed that. With 25 seconds left on the clock, Ken does not have life lead. LMX does. LMX could lame him out if he really wanted to, but LMX is about that action. LMX said, bro, give it to me. The thing is, head crush, no punish. Not the punish he wanted. We saw a little bit of slowdown. He went for power up, chat. Hit conversion, Berserker Barrage X. And now with 13 seconds left. 13 seconds left. LMX laying him out. Hey, do what you gotta do. Get that W. Not like that! Not like that, LMX! What you doing?
Why? What?
He went for drill call and got punished for it.
Why? That is a massive mistake. It is now 5-5. It's first to 7. There's only 2 more wins.
Bro, he went for drill call. Hey, yo! He could have just laid out the clock for 6 seconds. So you see Wolverine, it's Wolverine and Chun-Li now. He got rid of Charlie. Maybe he felt like Charlie wasn't doing enough. And now Chun is in the building. You know what I'm saying? You guys heard Akuma Rev, you say back in the day, Muchacha Sucia. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that dude in chat. Hopefully he's well. You know what I'm saying? And now, Wolverine gets put in the corner from LMX. LMX is like, bro, I gotta kill. It should not have gotten this close. LMX knows that he lost that game. He wasn't supposed to drop it. Drill claw out of nowhere. He had the life lead. He's like, bro, we're not going to make the same mistake twice. Eric Magnus, get out of my fight. He said, you go to Hades and you take this body with you. Crouching heavy from Ken. Ken trying to get in. Standing heavies from the Jug. Jug gonna buck to the sun come up, chat. And there's Lightning Legs herself, chat. There she is. The lady with the legs who has a say in chat that I'm not going to repeat in this tournament because anytime I say it, it's bad luck. But you see the kicks doing massive amounts of damage, keeping Juggernaut at bay. That's going to be a punish. I'm not saying it. I almost said it. I wanted to, and I almost said it. But if he gets in the last round, chat, I'm going to let it rip. And LMX, 6-5. Tournament point
Play it.
for LMX.
Tournament point. World Championship point. Play that song.
Ken 240 needs to win 2. LMX needs 1 to get out the door. Are we going to see a Zangief appearance right now?
Oh my God.
Or will he stay with what he's been playing? There's Zangief. Will we get the other piece of the puzzle? And there's Sabretooth. 2 wins. He needs 2.
Go, Bob.
Ready.
Wolverine has to do his best not to be susceptible to getting the loop. You saw Zangief come in with that knee press. Chat, this is what trees are made of. He drops it. You see the knee press, and there it is, 1. He drops it again. Ken is looking for it. Ken knows he wants it. LMX knows he needs 1 to get out the door. And you see LMX trying to punish him with that crouching heavy kick to try to get in. And he gets it. Can he kill Zangief? Nope, Zangief falls out of it. And you see Ken just jumping, but he catches him again. LMX had no decisions to be made, no loops for me. He said, but you can get all the Dollar General, Dollar Tree, hula hoop loops for your gameplay, and that is going to be a dead Zangief. We are 1 character away from crowning the champion. LMX has him in the corner. Sabretooth uses some sauce to get out of there, and now Chun-Li comes in. She says, sit back, baby, I got this. Good grab from Chun-Li. Chun-Li uses the legs, and I'm gonna say it, chat, let's go, Justin! LMX gets the hits him again. LMX, 5% health left. We might get ourselves the first champion in this set.
Oh, he missed.
No, he didn't, but he also missed. And there's the whiff. LMX, 7-5. LMX, your inaugural Arcade1Up World Champion. Holy crap.
Wow.
Look,
Two of the
I'm-
greatest.
abs-
2 of the greatest. Props.
Absolutely.
Props. I gotta say, first of all, you gotta remember that Ken came in as the 3rd rank, right? But the thing is LMX is such a beast at this game that I think there were people out there that might have thought this wouldn't be competitive. That was more than competitive.
Oh, that was
crazy.
That was sweaty. That was legit sweaty. Like 7-5. Like,
I'm so proud of those guys putting on one hell of a show. Thank you for that. You will just go ahead and send your addresses to Moat. We'll get your trophy sent out to you. Feel free to share them on social media, and you deserve them. Absolutely deserve them.
Yeah, man.
And I hope that people that are watching are enjoying this high quality, high level gameplay that you may have never seen. Maybe you own this cabinet, had it for a long time, and didn't know that you could actually play like that. It's insane what we saw here today, Mo.
And if anything, that shows that, you know, like you said, high level gameplay can occur on these cabinets. You know, like, you know what I mean? And I think that's the more impressive thing, man. And it's not just LMX. It's not just Ken 240, man. Shout out to JustRich. Shout out to Yoshimii. Shout out to everybody that competed in this X-Men versus Street Fighter tournament that got us to this point, because that was phenomenal. Like Travis said.
The reality is we got to see some high level gameplay, but we also had a lot of fun. I saw the chat was popping. I saw LMX in there. I saw everyone just kind of talking to each other and being like, wow, this is a great matchup. It was incredible. Watch it again. Share it to your friends. This is the Arcade1Up World Championship. Next week, we're going to crown the very first ever world champion for Killer Instinct on the Arcade1Up cabinet. I am super hyped for that one, just as I was for this one. Man, 3 more weeks of this, Mode. I'm going to have to get some heart medicine.
Well, I mean, look, you better get some pills or some injections or something, man. No, this was freaking amazeballs. Literally, if this is anything to start us off like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm kind of biased. I can't wait to see Marvel vs. Capcom. I ain't gonna lie to you. That and Hyper might be kind of bananas too. Like,
yeah.
There is some good stuff going on, y'all.
Come back every week, because I'm telling you, this is just the beginning, but it's a heck of a beginning. We want to thank you all for joining us here on the Arcade1Up channel for the Arcade1Up World Championships, the very first world champion ever, LMX. Congratulations. I can't wait to see what you do in the MVC tournament in 3 weeks.
Bro,
he comes back.
Bro, LMX
He's on
versus JustRich
right now.
Yeah,
against JustRich.
Round 1.
Wow.
That's yeah. Absolutely.
Make sure you hit
insane. Yeah.
And check out the Back Alley 7-Eleven. They're doing tournaments like this all the time. Links in the description. But for Moat, myself, I can't wait to see you guys next week for the Arcade1Up World Championships. We'll see you next time.
昔ながらの薄暗いゲームセンターで彼らの物語が始まった。若手が難しい動きや コンボを情熱を持って習得していった。無数の時間をかけて彼らは子供の頃の夢を比類なきスキルに変えていった。そして今過去の遺跡から4人の伝説が登場する。彼らの目的はただの勝利ではなくメッセージを送ること。ようこそアーケードワンナップワールドチャンピオンシップへ。